Let's start by breaking down and assessing the actual pop-up. So here you can see that I'm paddling into a wave, and I'm paddling as hard as I can, 100% effort. And it's really important that you don't stop paddling until you know that the wave's actually picked you up and is pushing you along. Many people cut this short, so I always recommend to paddle harder and for longer than you think you need to. Once you know the wave's pushing you along, put your hands underneath your chest flat on the board. You don't need to actually grab the rails. You can see my hands are flat on the deck of the board, just like they would be if you go and do a push-up. Next, you can see this big chest raise. Now, once again, this is where a lot of people go wrong. They don't get this big chest raise, which makes it impossible for their legs to get through. Next, you can see that my weight has shifted onto my thighs. At this point, I'm going to explosively go from my thighs to my feet in one smooth movement. Now, while some people can do this in a sloppy fashion where they might go back foot, front foot, or front foot, back foot, that is going to cause you grief later on. So it's better to get into one smooth movement from the get-go. Once your feet hit the deck, you can take your hands off and then stand up. And we're going to have a closer look at breaking down where to stand and how to stand a little bit later on. But regardless of if you're going straight on a wave and you're a beginner, or you're riding along a wave as an intermediate and above, the pop-up is always performed the same.
Hi guys, it's Ryan and welcome to How to Rip. In today's lesson of the week, I'm going to share with you a segment from one of my other tutorials from the Surfer's Journey YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you head over there now and remember to hit that subscribe button. And remember that you can also follow us on Instagram at the Surfer's Journey. But let's get into today's video.
When it comes to accessory moves for the pop-up, none is more important than your paddling position. You have to make sure you have a solid paddling position. That means not too far forward, not too far back, and not too far to the left or the right of a surfboard. And when you're paddling, make sure your legs are together. This will help engage your core, give you more stability. If you can get those things right, and you can only do that by practice and making sure that you spend time finding your perfect paddling position when there are no waves. It's much harder when you're trying to negotiate the waves to find that position. So I recommend practicing your paddling position when there are no waves, so that when there are waves, you're ready to go. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can find that perfect position. One is to make sure that your chest is centered in the middle of the board, and you can use the stringer as a bit of a cheat way to know if you're there. Make sure the stringer goes straight through the middle of your chest. If you do that, you know you're centered. And the next thing to do is just make sure you're not too far forward or too far back. And you can only find that through practice and trial and error.
Guys, thanks for watching the video today. Remember, you can watch the full video over at the Surfer's Journey YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the water.
The Surfer's Journey now has a range of apparel available, from beanies to t-shirts to hats and coffee cups. For more information on how you can place your order, email thesurfersjourney@gmail.com. Be sure to visit the Surfer's Journey and check out some of our other videos, surfing tutorials from point of view, from the air and from the beach, and detailed, honest board reviews. You can also follow us on Instagram where we post hints and tips.
At the moment, we are running a fundraising campaign to raise money so that we can purchase surfboards, wetsuits, and be able to cover running costs so that we can offer surfing lessons to first responders, veterans, and defence personnel here in South Australia. The reason why we want to do that is to promote a healthy habit of surfing and how you can use surfing as therapy to help improve your mental health and reduce stress. Our coaches will be first responders, veterans, and ADF personnel themselves. This provides a unique surfing experience where everyone is on the same page. We're from the same communities and we've all worked towards a common goal. This is a not-for-profit endeavour. Me and the other members of our management team do what we do in a voluntary capacity, which means we get no money for the time that we put in. The only people who get paid will be our surf coaches, and they'll get paid for their hours worked. If you'd like to donate, click on the link to our GoFundMe page. Every dollar helps. Thanks guys. Together, we can make a difference. Recently, I designed our Shield logo, which forms part of our Protector Series range of t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. All the profits raised from the sales of these items will be donated to the SAS Resources Fund and the Commando Welfare Trust. These organisations support veterans and their families from the Special Forces units here in Australia. These people have sacrificed greatly for the greater good of our community. And this is my way of trying to give back and say thank you. So the purpose of this is to help raise up our community of like-minded individuals who love to surf and also want to strive to serve the community in the best way they can. That's what this shield represents, that community. Email me at thesurfersjourney@gmail.com to place your order.